Welcome to the Good Morning Education Show. My name is Rotimi Itai, and it's a great day to be alive. And of course, we need to keep up with our commitment to be here every day as we promised. And we will be having a special broadcast today, special time in our history as a nation, special period that we're going through, special realities for everyone out there. And I believe that we cannot hold our voice, we cannot keep silent, we cannot keep quiet. It's a great country, it's a great period, and we're great people, and we need to talk about things. And I believe that this is also an opportunity for those who like to share, who like to express themselves, or who like to have something off their chest. I would probably are listening to join in the show today and understand that um, this is for you and I. On the Good Morning Education Show, we'd like people to share their comments with us and let us know where they're streaming from. Please do not hesitate to do that. And if there are questions along the conversations that we're having today, please do let us know. We are having, I repeat, a special broadcast today. This is not the continuation of our series in our topic. This is just, having a heart-to-heart talk as individuals, as Nigerians, and I believe that you'll find it needful, you'll find it useful, you'll find it engaging, you'll find it fruitful for you as we have this conversation. And I hope that at the end of the day, it will bring some level of succor, some level of inspiration to us out there. We already have our guest analyst in the studio ready. I welcome her as we are with the others as well. So let's welcome Safety Chick. Good morning. How are you today?
Good morning, sir. I'm
Fantastic.
very well, thank you, sir.
To see your face and good to see your smile. The world
What?
needs. I said, good to see your face and your smile. The world needs, bright smiles this period. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
So
we do. We do.
I sometimes I just feel that at the point when you're about to say how are you to someone, then you reflect and remember what's happening. Or when you're about to say, good morning, it's a good morning education show, and then you ask yourself, is it a good
Is it
morning?
really a good morning? Like
Yeah.
I said good morning to someone yesterday when the person called me and the person said, "What is good about the morning?" I said, "Calm down." I said, "I'm just greeting you." And even if things are not looking as they should, it shouldn't mean that we should now project the negativity into all areas of our life. Please calm down. Yeah.
So I actually believe that the conversation today is not just for us. It's not just for us. I believe it's for everyone, and especially for some few people out there who probably might have things on their chest. And so the show will not be centered or limited to one direction today. And that's why when I was trying to, capture a topic for today's show, I just said, you know what, let's talk about the time has come, right? The time has come. And of course, when you look at it, it's almost an open ended topic because the time has come for, the time has come to. Um, um, but then I also want people to understand that even though it's a special broadcast, well, there are certain things that we will also say from our kind of reality. Um, I don't know whether I was telling you, okay, I was telling someone what happened to me yesterday. Yes, it's a curfew, and staying in the house for that long is not something that I'm used to like that. I'm confessing, Abby. you know, um, but in a way, I just said, let me take a stroll, at least within my street, off my street, and getting out of the street. I saw some guys, playing music in the car open. Some like about 6 to 10 people gathered in a way. And then I noticed I just turned, this guy was about turn, switch turn, and come, 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 come. I've never been in that situation where I'm in between laughing, I'm inside this thing, that kind of thing. And they told me, what do I want? I said, no, I just noticed that the pharmacy I was trying to buy something from is not open. That I said, what's wrong with it? I said, I have headache, and I have headache. The guy said, no, he can call his brother to bring first. I said, no, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. He said, but you have to join us. I said, what did he say? I have to join them. I have to protect the streets um, that everywhere they are looting, and they are moving from looting shops and businesses to going into houses very soon. And if you don't stand out now, that it's easy for him to defend his house because they know that he has identified with them. Now, for me, it'll be good for me to, and I'm looking at it and like, identify. You don't know who you are speaking with. And, but before I knew it, a lot of people were gathering and coming towards us. And I didn't want a situation where they will ask questions and I'm not giving satisfactory answer. One way I just slipped through and left that place. And this is, where I stay. So this is a place where it is a secluded, serene, and all those things. But I think everyone is affected this period and this time around. It's just crazy. And this is something around about at 2 p.m., 3 p.m. No, yeah, about 2 p.m. So this is not in the night. We're not talking about something far off. We're talking about something that is real. But I believe that looking at time does not go. A lot of people think that time is going. So we sometimes we put ourselves in a hurry to do things, and sometimes our leaders also think that, oh, there's no time is going. You guys are, someone actually mentioned that, yes, protesting at the toll gate, for example, is, time is going, they're losing revenue, and so many people making so many funny remarks. But the truth about it is that time does not go, time comes. So there's always a time. Time has come for some things. Time has come for a need for dialogue. Time has come for a need for a change. Time has come for an end in police brutality. Time has come for an end to bad governance. So when people realize that time comes and time doesn't go, um, it kind of makes them understand when they see certain peculiarities or certain behaviors or certain realities, um, as the case may be. Because the truth about it is that this generation's time has truly come, and we need to pay attention to that. It might come with noise, it might come with ruffling feathers, it might come with some mixed emotion, but it doesn't change the fact that the time has come, right? And for those who are listening out there, we need to understand that it's an open-ended conversation we're having today, because I am a person that I don't just like to be sensational. I do things as directed, I do things as informed, I also do things as profiled and projected, meaning that we must realize that the time has come. So even if you're not a direct protester, you're protesting in your spirit. You're at least something resonates with you with the spirit of the now. However, it's also for you to realize that the time has come. So you fill in the gap. What has the time come for? And I remember last week and early into the week that I said that, you know what, we can't just watch and get updates about what's happening in town. It's also time for us to talk about what should happen in education. So as people are protesting bad governance, end this, end that, it might not be on their list, 5 for 5. But then we must be able to understand that what they have just done is to light the candle, or is to strike the match. And then we bring our torch and then begin to pass the fire. Understanding that we might not go out on the street, but the street of conversation is there for us. The street of advocacy is there for us. And that's what we've been doing about it. Someone actually reached out to me yesterday and said, oh, okay, excellent teacher, great to have you here. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. I would have said I would have sent you maybe breakfast, but there's coffee, so we can't send anything to you, excellent teacher. But you see, we need to realize this as soon as possible, that when, and that's the problem. That's the problem with the bandwagon effect. Um, People always outsource realities to others. So everybody wants people to help them Everybody wants people to speak for them. Everybody wants everything to be communal, and that's not always going to happen, right? We will not all be on the streets. Some of us, we are not wired in that capacity. Some of us have strengths in other capacities. And when that strength comes, for some people, their strategy and strength is in making sure they put the next person in Aso Rock, for example. So telling them to shout on the street is not, you're not using their energy, you're not using their strength. It's for you to get ready and see when it's time and you want to build a youth democratic movement, they will be able to use that as their own protest. I miss training with breakfast and lunch. I don't like I don't like webinars. Excellent teacher is a case. You don't like webinars, you must like it. You must like it. All right. So the point we're trying to make is the time really has come. And I want people to understand that you will be missing a golden moment if all that you can say and all that you will say is that the time has come. The time has come for the youth. The time has come for generation. The time has come for Nigeria. The time has come for change. And you never put yourself in the picture. You never place yourself in the mix. You never add addition to the script. The time has come for Gucci. The time has come for Rotimi Itayo. The time has come for excellent teacher. The time has come for Titi. The time has come for KK. The time has come for Eben. The time has come for Jude. The time has come for Rhoda. The time has come for all of us. The only thing is when we begin to personalize this reality, what time has come for me? My time is different from your time. And of course, if we're going to be a bit students of history, there's a very popular historical figure in the Christian faith that you hear sometimes that when things were happening and they wanted him to do something, he will say, "My time is not yet. My time hasn't come." you know. But I don't know whether people understand that reality that we are all human beings, we are all probably Nigerians, but we're not all on the same race. We're not all with the same instruction. We're not all under the same influence. We're not all under the same, uh, how do I put it, inspiration. You understand? Everyone must be treated as individual. There's a collage, yes. There's a collective, yes. But you will be doing the injustice that you're saying they're doing to you if you reach out to someone, call them out, and you are castigating. It felt somehow, and I was wondering that okay, yesterday some people posted on social media like really, really when I posted about the show and like really, really, like I was trying to find out really is that, oh, is the topic great? Or really is that you went ahead with the show? What is the definition of being insensitive? Ugochi, are you there?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
So let me not rant too much. I spent almost how many minutes ranting and doing everything. So let me give you the chance to also talk and probably rant.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. How are we all doing today? How are you? Like, how are you for real, for real? How do you feel in your heart? How do you feel about what's going on in the country? So, first of all, I just want to communicate with everyone who has lost someone during this period. Maybe a family member, maybe someone on your street, maybe your neighbor, just somehow a church member. You just heard that you've lost someone in the whole of this protest and the process going on. Accept our condolence. We know that what we say to you cannot return life, but please try not to become hopeless and get into so much despair, please. And for every other person, I know that the major thing I have seen on social media over the past few days is the fact that a lot of people are not taking this properly because this was upsetting, rightfully so. This was hurtful, rightfully so. This was just surprising. You hear stories that, oh, if you're holding onto the Nigerian flag, you do not get shot. And then that actually happens. And you're like, okay, what is going on here? Did I miss something? So that feeling of just shock, outrage, and all could just make paralyze you. So I'll basically just try to speak to things today from the safety angle and the mental health aspects of things. Safety, because Now more than ever, your safety is your personal responsibility. You can't afford to just give up and then make unguarded moves. So just yesterday, I saw a picture on Facebook where at 2 p.m., before 2 p.m., this young guy makes a post on Twitter saying, Nigeria will not end me. And by 9 p.m. last night, there was a picture of him in his own blood. He had been shot by what? Stray bullets. Stray bullets. So what that tells me is that even you just can't be anywhere at the wrong time, because if bullets are entering into people's houses, then how much more if you are making unguarded moves up and down? If there is a curfew in your state, I beg of you, obey it. Please obey the curfew in your state. And if there is no curfew in your state, please be extra vigilant as you step out there. Be extra vigilant, because the fact there is no curfew in your state does not mean that something would happen in your state that would lead your own government to impose a curfew. And when a curfew is imposed and then you are trapped on the road without adequate plans, it's also a problem. So please obey the laws. And then I just have to say, please do not return violence with violence, because the truth is, if we all keep getting violent, it's not going to help us. We already complain we do not have enough infrastructure, we do not have enough amenities, we don't have enough this, we don't have enough that. And then we're now the ones burning these things out of anger, you know. So please do not respond with violence. Also, I know that the government says essential services can move. I want to believe that means that you can still go out to get food, medicine. But the truth is, even as you step out, please make sure that somebody knows where you're going to, so that when they do not find you, they can find a way to get in touch. Almost everybody has WhatsApp in Nigeria. I think WhatsApp is the most popular social media in Nigeria. And your WhatsApp gives you the ability to send your location to somebody, your live location, which means that as you move, so that if for some reason you are not back when you're supposed to be back, somebody has proof. The only reason we knew what happened at Lekki Tollgate was because somebody went on IG Live, DJ Switch. So please, now is the time to make use of the technology you have in your hand. We're not asking you to go and get CCTV and, you know, get all the advanced ones, but the one you have right there on your mobile devices can go a long way. So please know that you are your own personal security at this time. So please don't avoid moving late out late at night. I remember that just last time my brother said, let's go and buy suya. I said, no, let him step out and buy suya. I said, which suya? I said, well, we eat one. Because the truth is, even though our area has been relatively calm, but you just don't know. So why don't just make any unnecessary moves? Don't make any unguarded moves, right? Just stay calm, stay where you are. Then on the issue of mental health, so I put out a post this morning about it on social media, and the truth is, for some of you, this is going to be like maybe the first time in a long time that you have seen so much bloodshed, you've seen gunshot injuries, you've seen massive destruction and all that. And so seeing all those videos, seeing all those pictures can actually try to mess up your mind, right? Please, I beg of you, those of you that have auto download for pictures and videos on your WhatsApp, please go and change that setting. You don't want a situation where you go to your gallery and everything you just keep seeing is horrifying, horrifying, horrifying. You might try to push it away, but the truth is, the day when you are unguarded, when you are not making any conscious effort, your memory is going to remind you of one picture or one video, and maybe that might be the time in your time of weakness, and it might just cause you to just wallow into this deep sense of despair, this deep sense of hopelessness, that you may even begin to consider suicide. And we do not want that. So please be mindful of what you are downloading or receiving on WhatsApp, because I know that now there's also this case of misinformation and all that. Please do not share information that is not verified, because we do not want to cause a war, an unnecessary one at that. So please try not to do tribal sentiment, ethnic sentiment, religious sentiment, all those sentiments. Please, we do not need it at this time. Be mindful of what you are receiving on your social media, and be mindful of what you're putting out. And please take a social media break. When you go and come back, it will still be there. It's not going to disappear. Okay, please, I beg of you, Don't keep feeding your mind. Keep feeding your mind with these things that are going to horrify you, that are going to make you just lounge into this feeling of hopeless. I mean, you go on social media, maybe everybody on your thread is just doing video of them crying, or doing video sharing pictures of gunshot injuries or dead bodies and all this sort of stuff. It's going to mess with your mind, I beg of you. So please and please and please try to um, protect your mental health as much as possible. Then speak. It has been proven that talking about your feelings helps. Don't discount your feeling. Don't say, no, I'm a man, I'm not supposed to feel that. See, we are all human beings. We are all human beings. Don't go and be for me, I'm a man, I'm a strong woman. Me, I am a strong woman too, but I also realize that there are times I need to, use other methods of I understand what works for me. So you need to even know. You need to even know what are the things that can help to get out of a bad place. Is it worship music? Is it singing? Is it gisting with your friend? Is it watching a funny movie? I saw someone on Facebook who had Instagram who had been, gingering everybody on a social media platform. And then she just had to ask, she said, I've had enough for this. Can someone recommend a funny movie for that? Is someone knowing what would at least take her mind off things. So please, you need to know what works for you at this time. Do you need to take deep breaths, to calm yourself? Do you need to exercise? Do you need to take part in exercises? Do you need to jog around your house? You don't need to go outside. Do you need to jog around your house or just walk briskly around your house? I do that from time to time when I haven't stepped out of my gate in a while. I just walk around my house, brisk movement. Find what works for you. Find a relaxation technique that works for you, because the truth is we are all different. Different things work for you. Find what works for you and incorporate it into your day. For some people, it's even folding clothes. Can you imagine? Some people folding clothes is therapeutic for them. Please find what it is for you. Then for your mental health again, yes, please do not forget your children. I saw a post on Facebook yesterday, and my friend who put up that post, she's currently in Cote d'Ivoire because she's working with the African Development Bank, and her child wrote, "Why are people killing them?" Handwritten. Why are people killing themselves in Nigeria? I don't want to go back to Nigeria. Nigeria is killing her people. So this means these children are also seeing what you're putting out there. Or even if they're not seeing, your reaction is making them know that something is going wrong. So also consider their feelings, ask them questions, talk through the process with them. Just make sure that as you are taking care of yourself, self-care, you're also being mindful that children have feelings. Don't you say, that doesn't mean what are they thinking about? No, please. We need to stop this thing of categorizing people. Oh, children, they are too small. They don't, what do they even know that is going on? Or the man, oh, I am a man. Please, we are all human beings. And because we are all human beings, we must take certain things into consideration. Then I've talked about speaking up. Now, if you live alone, or maybe the person you would love to speak with, yeah.
So you don't lose that thought. Titi has been with us for a while. I think we need to acknowledge their presence. Titi, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Mrs. Adeosi.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm feeling a bit better today.
Yeah, Titi's good morning is also therapeutic,
Yeah,
I was
very
hoping I was
sunny.
crossing my leg and fingers that I hope Titi will not say good morning, and then oh dear. But then the good morning came in a high octane energy. So I feel
Good morning, everyone.
Yes, so yes, so.
Yes, I was listening to Safety Chick, and honestly, that's a bit of some of the things that I did yesterday. Yesterday, after the initial thing, I took some time off social media. I spent some time praying. And praying for me is therapeutic. It allows me let go of my worries. I put things in perspective. So I did other things instead of just sitting down listening to social media, listening to a lot of people with their anger, listening to a lot of fake news. That help spread a lot of that. So I was enjoying your discussion actually, Safety Chick. And I would like to say anybody that hasn't done that, you need to. You don't realize how listening to a lot of these things non-stop has an impact on you. Do you understand? On your state of mind, on how you feel, on a lot of things. And depending on the kind of person that you are, you'll be amazed what your damage you're doing to your mental state of mind. So, okay, Safety Chick, back to you.
Okay, thank you so much. And I'm really happy you mentioned praying, because for me too, praying, when I was on Instagram Live watching that video from DJ Switch, I was praying, but I was also crying because I felt their pain. I felt their pain and I felt really sad. So I cried and I prayed. And then, of course, I had to swing into action right there on that Instagram Live. I had to tag one of my first aiders, one of my colleagues who is a first aider, to come there and put first aid um, tips or steps to remove to handle a gunshot injury, because my capacity has not reached gunshot injuries, just other bleeding and other stuff. So that gunshot injury, I needed him, and I saw that he wasn't there, the broadcast. Call him on the phone and say, "Guy, please come to IG Live and type it." And after that, he had to go on Twitter and make the post so that people could also share and all that. And then, of course, also commenting the date so that they don't say, because I don't know if you've noticed, I know this is streaming on Facebook, and Facebook is beginning to share that some pictures that are being posted are fake news. It's false. So I had to put a date so that tomorrow nobody is going to say that video was maybe done in 1963. It's not possible. So I had to write there. So any little action that you can take that is also going to help what is going on in the comfort of your home, please by all means do so. So I was talking earlier about getting speaking up with to someone. And if the person you would prefer to speak with is not in your home, because again, some of our states are having curfew, please, you can do that virtually. Do virtual hangouts, do a WhatsApp video call, do a Zoom call. Just have that opportunity to discuss and interact with your friend. And if you are the friend that people are going to be reaching out to, please do not discount or minimize anybody's concern. They have a right to feel whatever they are feeling, because the truth is we all process grief. We all process this kind of stuff differently. Okay, so please don't minimize anyone's feelings or anyone's concern so that they don't even feel worse. Just do your best to see how you can listen, point them to the right resources. Thankfully, a lot of our mental health experts are out there giving out free slots, trying to help me reduce costs as much as possible. Please take advantage of also speaking with professionals. I think I'll stop now. If I remember any other thing, I would say.
All right, thank you so much. And if you're just joining us, this is the Good Morning Education Show. We're having a special broadcast today, and we recognize in the spirit of what's happening in society, our reality as a nation, as a people. We decided to stop our series in terms of raising the standards, and then we decided to just have a conversation that is open-ended, but also tailored to realize that we cannot waste what is happening. And that's what really is significant about history. Therefore, we came up with the topic, the time has come. The time has come for us to talk about current situations in Nigeria. But then not just talk about it. Yes, we hear talking, sometimes it's therapeutic, but we want to also understand that we want to, trace some level of lessons and steps that we should be able to take as individuals, collectively, as a family, as professionals, as stakeholders, and of course, as Nigerians. And I said when we started that people should have it at the back of their mind that time does not go. So we shouldn't just feel in a hurry or in a haste, but time comes. The time has come for us. The time has come to us, and we need to realize that time comes from everyone, for everyone. So Titi noticed yesterday that the time has come for her to stay off social media. She had to pray. The time came for you to stay off social media. You had to do other things. And when people respect and understand that, it's easier to be able to embrace everyone, and not castigate that because I do not share the same expression of your grief, of your understanding, doesn't make me an outcast, doesn't make me
Exactly.
one who was thrown under the bus, or else you be a victim, or you become, how do I put it? You become what you are preaching against. You're asking people to be tolerant and to end injustice, and you're now carrying out injustice to another. It's just like because someone is not crying does not mean that the person is not grieving. you know,
Mhm.
um, that's the truth. So we need to recognize and respect everyone's understanding and reality, as the case may be. But I need to also make this known, and I'm coming back to Titi as well, that everyone must have this understanding, at least those who join the show or who replay the video much later, that the time has come for everyone. So time isn't just coming for protesters. Time has come for you. The time has come for me. And I've been thinking about it. And I was speaking to some senior, like a mentor of mine yesterday, and I was mentioning, and the conversation went to the point. I said, you know what? This situation that happened the past few days, especially on Tuesday night, has changed the dynamics for the year and dynamics for a lot of people. You know, in fact, because it was a sensitive conversation, I can't mention some of the things, but when you say dynamics, even up to activities, there are certain things that can't be done any longer or done in certain ways any longer. So there's been a shift. We must recognize that. But then it will be bad if all that we are able to do is to post pictures of the shift, is to make narratives of the shift, share emotions and anger of the shift, and not realize that we ourselves need a shift. You know, a lot of people are broken people and they are not really, really, really in the right frame of mind. And then they want to ignore their brokenness and champion a crusade. Eventually, that crusade itself will be a victim of the crusader, which is the one who is broken. You know, and the government must realize, and I need to use this opportunity to say that the time has come for the government as well. We can't just be looking at, there's this statement, I don't know if you've heard it before, that when you point a finger, some other fingers are actually pointing back at you, you know. So that's the same way we should look at it this period, that the time has come for the government. And when you look at it, let's look at time, the word time, T-I-M-E. The time has come for the government, to treasure our citizens. That's the T. The time has come for the government to begin to treasure our citizens. A lot of people have been saying, what's the price of an average Nigerian's life? What's the cost of Nigerian's life? Some of us don't feel that we are worth anything in the eye of government, at least the way it's been portrayed, right? The time has come for us to see our government treasure our citizens. And if you treasure your citizen, then you need to do the next thing. The I in the time is the time has come for government to invest in the citizens, right? And all the things that you're hearing about 545 head back governors, cut this, cut that. The truth about it is because everything seems to be all about them and not all about the people. The time has come for the government to invest in our people. And then right now, I think the M in the time is the time has come for government and the people around government to make sincere moves and apology. Apology is not scripted, especially when it's scripted, it loses touch of emotion, right? It's time for government to make apology, but make sincere moves, not just set up a judicial commission and ask youths to be part of it. This is not we want to eat in the national cake kind of thing. So it's not like looking for a few leaders and see how they can be settled and quiet them or shove it off their throat. No, sincere moves. I'm not the one that will tell you what move to make, but whatever move you make, it must be sincere. And then the time has come for the E, for them to execute the demands. It is no longer something that is way off. They need to execute and show that they can engage. It is only in Nigeria that the principal officers in public sector, it feels like you're going to see a monarch if you want to have an appointment with them. You see a local government chairman and you are so happy and excited to take selfie with the person. Why? Because this doesn't happen on a regular day. And in other countries, you meet the governor, you can book an appointment with a councillor, you can book an appointment with a mayor, and it's not a big deal. I can tell, I'm sure most of us have only boasted of seeing the fence of Aso Rock. Will not even be, how many people really knows what Aso Rock looks like? When cameras are not even allowed, they only show us the corridor where they walk into the wing where they want to go for the neck or sec meeting or whatever meeting they call it. You go to, you know what Aso Rock looks like? Except for a few people who have gone in. And when you go in, it's only your eyes that can tell it, your pictures can tell it. So you see, there's need for engagement. There's need for engagement. That's it. I'm going to come back to the others, but let's sit with what I've shared as the time has come for the government. They must treasure, they must invest, they must make sincere moves and apology. They must engage and execute. Titi, go ahead first.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. It's very unfortunate that what started out as very peaceful, commendable protest has, resulted into mayhem. Honestly, I woke up this morning, just a bit of what's happening at our end. I woke up this morning to my husband telling me that he hadn't slept all night. Meanwhile, yours truly slept like a baby.
It's a gift.
I'm telling you, people. Once I'm gone, man, it's to the next day. He says, similar to what had happened on the island, the mainland opportunities also saw this as an opportunity. So they went raiding all the supermarkets, they went raiding all the shops, they went raiding ShopRite. People, people that have legitimate businesses on the main highways in the area. Then they tried entering some estates and all those kind of things. That's what happened. So everyone came out to kind of do vigilance over all through the night. So that's a bit of what just happened, and then just a look of pictures that we saw yesterday. You know, saw that ShopRite being looted in various places, and in ShopRite, apart from ShopRite, there are legitimate business owners that are there as well. You and I that own businesses there, and imagine all that your investment being raided, houses set ablaze, and a lot of these are just um, opportunists that have been locking in the back, looking for a time like this that they can do a lot of what they wanted to do. BRT buses being burned, a lot of that, people's houses being set ablaze, banks that were being raided here as well. That's what they spent all night doing, going to banks, raiding the whole ATMs. um, in various banks as well. They were stealing their ACs, anything that they can steal. They're just raiding that, and that's what happened yesterday, and seems to have continued this morning. So it's very sad, and I think this is where we need to see the action of the government. I'm a strong believer in that two wrongs don't make a right. So even if the protest, you felt the protest was wrong, taking another wrong action doesn't now make everything right. It's the same thing with people that are looting. So I think the government needs to quickly put a stop to whatever is happening now, to how it's disintegrated. They need to address the nation. You need to, because the more that there's no word from the president, the more it just brings about more speculation, brings about some calm needs to come. And it's not only the government that can do that. We ourselves, which is a lot of what safety said, we need to stop igniting or adding fuel to the fire of people's anger, people's hurt. People are now adding, linking all sorts of linkables. I think that's the word that we use, linking all sorts of linkables now to something that maybe there's no basis for. So I feel that beyond expecting the federal government, the state governors to come out and say, we ourselves need to be what I would call like the BAM. So wherever we have a voice, we need to be speaking a bit of peace. We need to be speaking a bit of calm. Let's not look back. Let's not firm the face of what could have been, what happened, but let us move towards. That's really the clarity that I got yesterday after I took some time off. Let's speak peace. What I can say categorically is that what has happened has changed a shift in this nation. And what we should be telling ourselves is, how do we leverage on this for the future? As I listened to it, I said, you know what the youths have done is that they've shown for me three things. They've shown that if we come together beyond party, we can be a unmovable force. Imagine if 1 million people come together. When I look at when governors win, and I look at the number of people that won, the total numbers of votes that won, I'm like, man, if we come together, put forward a candidate, a candidate with the sheer numbers of what just a small demographic did, we can change things.
Because we are the majority.
People talk about there's no money. I looked at how much money was being raised during this period. It just shows that if 1 million people come together and give 1,000 naira, we easily will raise 1 billion naira to fund an election of a credible candidate. The third thing that I also took away from this is that we have a voice, and we need to be using our voice positively to push change. So see what rising the voices has done on social media. Of course, there's the fake news and all that, but see when we rise up against an injustice that majority of us feel, and that's what the EndSARS movement has shown. It's when we rise up about something that we all feel, we've all been victims of. And this SARS something, that's why it really, really, really was able to, take a fire of its own. If you know someone that knows someone that has gone through it, even if you yourself haven't gone through it, what happens that we know them when we are on the road. When we are taking a journey from Lagos to Ibadan or Lagos anywhere, you see them on the road. People tell you that, you can be talking to soldier, but when you see I want SARS, there's a way they tell you, because those ones, they can just shoot you anyhow. So it's something that people could film. What about the other things that we are all angry about? How can we begin to put a voice to it? Begin to bring to the attention of government that will no longer take this. How can we, and that's what we know, some of what we were talking about yesterday. This transparency, a lot of us coming out to speak against this thing, not speak against it from a APC, PDP, but speak against it from a citizen with voice.
Yeah.
There was a time that I looked at what Madam Obi said, and that's what she basically said, that the reason why a lot of the things are happening is because we don't speak out against it. We all grumble, but I think when we speak out in unity, not unity that is based with political bias, religious bias, tribal bias, but speaking out that is based on what is happening, the facts that we can see. And I want to lastly say this: let's stop passing fake news. It's one of those things that just fuels unnecessary fires. So I would never post something that I it's not verified. I won't just because someone's putting picture, because there are a lot of things that we can modify. Use Photoshop, use Adobe, and you just modify something. So we always need to be careful when someone says this to us. We need to use, is it the truth? Is it beneficial to all concerned? For those of you that are Rotary members, is it the truth? Is it beneficial to all? Will it bring about goodwill? Yeah, will it foster friendship? Will it bring, not the things that are just helping to make people's blood boil? I think I would end here.
Thank you so much for that. As you were just speaking, I just remembered something. There's something we normally call a policy window in policy making.
Be back to you.
And a policy. Can you hear me? Mr. Rotimi, can you hear me?
Continue, I can.
Okay. Okay, I was saying that this, as she was speaking, what just came to my mind is the word policy window. Because in policy making, there's something called a policy window, an opportunity when there is momentum that can make change happen. So, for example, sometimes elections give policy window because people are trying to maybe get re-elected. They say, okay, I will do it. And because of pressure, because they want to please the people, then they do what they're actually supposed to do. But also crisis is another opportunity, is another policy window, because based on what sort of crisis is going on, it now leads to that opportunity for real change to come, because you can now push and say, this has gone wrong, this has gone wrong, this has gone wrong. This is what we can do to appease the people and make things right again, and prove to them that they have our trust. And that is actually what we need to see our people in government doing now, whether you are the one at the head or you are close to the person at the head. Because the truth is, those at the head, they need good advice. They need sound people around them to also catalyze decisions that they are going to make. So this is really that time for the change happen, because the truth is, no matter what anybody thinks, yes, things might look bad, but what happened on Tuesday, if nothing else, it has placed a mark that is going to help tilt this thing in a positive direction. But that is why we need good advice, we need strategy, we need direction, and we need our leaders to also be listening, and also listening to their people who are giving them good advice. Because sometimes you might be getting good advice, if you are not listening, you would miss it. So this there is a lot of opportunity in this moment to flip the script, and I'm hoping that our leaders can take advantage of it.
Thank you so much. So if you're still joining us, for those who are just connecting, this is the Good Morning Education Show. We're having a special broadcast today, and it's just a little break off the series that we started, and just to talk about the situation and the realities in our country, Nigeria, especially, of course, recent happenings about the protest that has now become a story of concern, where we're having armed officers of the military, shooting and all those things. It's really a sad period, and it's also a period of reflection. And that's why we decided to talk about it, that really the time has come. And we spoke about the time coming for everyone. Time comes for everyone. We normally say time is going, but time actually comes. And we said the time has come for the government, right? To treasure our citizens. The time has come for the government to invest in us. The time has come for the government to begin to make, meaningful and major moves, and of course, show some apology, and of course, execute and engage. But then also, I said that the time has come for you and I. Every one of us needs to realize that the time has come for us. And thankfully, our analysts have actually shared a little bit of their personal reflections and activities during this period, just so that they also protect themselves, because it's your responsibility to guard your heart. It's your responsibility to manage your well-being. Let's be truthful, we are not of the same frame or makeup. We might have the same ideology. Sometimes we might join forces together, but our threshold differs from one another. And so you can't blame someone if the person understands that, hey, I'm becoming toxic, so I need to guard myself. Or I'm becoming this, I need to get, graphical images used to, affect me more than this. Some people can share pictures and images, nothing is going to affect them. And some people, you can't do anything after that. You can't write, you can't do anything. So if you have anything pending, that thing would suffer. Some people won't even be able to talk. You just be calling their phone and they'll just be on like hibernating mode, And that's why we need to realize that in the midst of this all, time is coming for everyone. But then what is time itself? I've told you about what time it is for government. Let's talk about what time is for us, we the youth, right? I think we need to realize that the time has come for us to create and build tactics. But most importantly, the time has come for us to express our talents. Looking at what has happened in the past 12, 13, 14 days, you can see how talent has found expression in amazing ways. In amazing ways. People began to project. It's just like the way you have national planning in Nigeria. They knew that rain was still going to fall, or whether the government or traditional people were going to invoke rain, as some people said. Immediately, they anticipated that we are not salt as long as there's raincoat. They created, makeshift raincoats. Immediately, umbrella supplies moved. That's the power of economy, and we always talk about that, right? From thoughts to things, from things to business, from business to industry, from industry to sector. That's how it grows. You understand? And so we need to begin to understand that much more beyond the tactics we need to deploy is the talent that needs to find expression. A lot of people, a power company came up with the power hub where people could charge their phones so that the momentum does not drop. Mobile toilet surface. Next thing, you had people frying puff. That's the starter for the day. Then you had rice. That's the meal. Then you had pizza. The next thing for you to do is to just start having movie. And some people started proposing. Some people came from registry. That is talent unimagined.
Yeah. Spoken word. People created spoken word. People created speech. people did. Oh my God, it was amazing
I
to
can
see,
imagine how
honestly.
many flags. And the truth about it, it was also an internet economy. So people say, do you have anybody that makes shirt? And the person says, I make shirt. And then you send money. People got
Yeah.
economy, a subsistent economy. It was evolving. We need to find out that time has come. It's not just for protest alone, it's for living as well. You understand? The time has come for us to find that. And then, of course, the time has come for us to begin to launch initiatives, not launching anger, not just launching social media posts. We need to move away from there and begin to launch initiatives. Initiatives like what Titi has said. I'm still thinking about it, but I know that after the show, we'll always have that conversation. There are some initiatives that we put that will happen 2021. We need to draw the dates backwards. We need to start this thing now. Initiatives to champion change. Initiatives like registering a political party. Initiatives like also having 5 for 5 for those who will run on those parties. Initiatives like saying that, you know what, can government sign or create electoral reform? Read that electoral reform, sign it into law, because if it's not law, it's still a negative to us. Initiatives like saying that, okay, we want part of our request, we want electronic voting in 2023, and we want them to sign it now. Since they've come up with 2023 timetable, you might as well begin to talk about electronic voting. And then they start exploring means than saying that it's too close. These are the times now. You understand? Because if you don't put initiatives to your struggle, your advocacy, it will sometime dissipate, because these people have a waiting out strategy, right? And we have to be very, very, very strategic about it. The time has come for us also to look at money is no longer the principal thing we are hustling for. This generation has been traded as, songs have been unleashed to us as if money is the principal thing. No, no, no. Money is not the principal thing. The time has come for us to become a movement. And when we say a movement across key sectoral indices, a movement. Imagine that we now build an education movement. Imagine we now build an employment movement. Imagine we build a lot of things. And how do we do this? Our numbers are our advantage. Do you understand? And begin to look for the right outlets and mediums. It's time for us to leverage on media and make media king. This is a time where we need to begin to look at it. It happened that time when they were fighting, and Tinubu were fighting for democracy. Nadeco, that Radio Kudirat, you know. I learned that there was a radio launched for the protest, you know. I think it was the weekend or early in the week, just to that, because they are planning to shut, as I heard, that some people are planning to shut down partially internet, shut down Facebook, shut down Instagram and the likes. And some people are doing that. But then, of course, we need to begin to look for mediums that will be able to, carry out that. And most importantly, the time has come for us to manage and deploy our energy. After doing that, we begin to export that same energy. Let me explain what I mean. You see, so my encounter yesterday, as I was sharing with Safety Chick when we started the show, when those guys told me to join them, and I looked at it, it's not because of fear. Of course, I'm concerned about my life. I won't, because of someone's passion, pleasing their passion, I now lose my life. It doesn't make sense. You understand? I don't think it's time for candle to be lit for me. And that's the truth about it. And anybody that's angry about that statement should be angry for themselves. We need to realize that God sent us to this world differently, with different mission. So I cannot now kill myself for someone else's mission. Trust me, that is not wisdom. That is not patriotism. However, there are certain calls that we share that we need to ask ourselves and dialogue. How can we manage our energy? If Eitayo goes to the street, that's not the best way to manage Eitayo's energy. I'm strategic in nature. I'm a content person. I'm a development expert. I build growth systems. That is what you need me for. If you need me to deploy a grassroots or a grassroots plan that can make sure that there is no election that we will lose, then that's a way of I'm having a leverage on my energy. If I go there shouting At the end of the day, I will lose strategic skills because after shouting, I'll be depleted. I will sleep. I will not wake up for the Good Morning Education show. That is the thing that we need to realize, right? Energy comes in different levels. Even this current that we use, you have direct current, you have voltage, you have 250 watts, you have 220 watts, you have different kVAs. That's what we need now. But most importantly, we need to start exporting it. Did you notice that until we started exporting the news of the protest, that the world was paying attention to us before our media were trying to, trying to. You understand? The world, we don't need visa to export the kind of energy that we have. Globalization, social media, that's the leverage, that's the benefit. So if they say we're always on the phone, then let the phone be the new war. If we are always on the phone, let the phone be the new industry. If we are always on the phone, let the phone become our voice and protest. At least they can't shoot all our phones at home. At least they can't turn off CCTV of our phones. At least the phone doesn't need to be requiring raincoats. Do you get what I'm trying to say? We need to realize that the time has come both for government, the time has come for the people, the time has come for you and I. And as industry experts, we need to begin to focus on those things and say that, okay, well, like in Ugochi's click, this is our mountain, as it were. So we will protest on this mountain. We will take this mountain. So people that see our kind of protest unusual to the other type of mountain protest, they should not. Is it your protest? Is it your mountain? Yeah, some people will say. So we need to recognize that we will not all be foot soldiers. We will not all be field workers. Some of us will be behind the scene. And that's why you cannot find your intestine struggling to hold the spoon. Because if your intestine holds the spoon where you used to eat, you are dead. It's the hand that will hold the spoon. Put the spoon in the mouth, and the intestine will digest and do the rest of the thing. So I think that's real thing that we need to actually understand, that the key point is that we cannot wait. The time has come. And when the time has come for you and you realize the time, stand up, be counted, do what you need to do. I don't support being docile, idle, or indifferent, but I also support being conservative, being careful, being directed as you ought to be, how you energize yourself and engage yourself in the process of these things we're talking about. That way, we can end up having healing, as it were. Some people, the time has come for them to see a therapist. Praiseful is out there, he shared some counselors' numbers. Oyinka Sola Alabi is there. So many fantastic experts. The time has come for some people to go and find out that what is worrying them is not the subject of the protest. The protest has just brought out what is worrying them. So they need to go and hear. Seriously, they are broken people. That protest was just a good comradeship for them. It was an alliance.
Exactly.
Some people are going back home with the demons that they caught at the protest. The time has come. If there's still hallelujah challenge, for them to go and pray. Some people's demons need to be casted out and disintegrated. The time has come for people to repent. The time has come for people to say sorry. The time has come for some people to cry. They've not cried in a long time. So allow them to cry. Don't say they shouldn't cry. Allow them to cry. And the time has come for some people not to cry. Because if they cry, you spoil what they're about to birth. Those are people like us that don't want to cry. I think the time has come for us to end the show as well. So we'll give you a word of party short as the case may
Rosie,
be.
we didn't take any comment.
Oh, are there comments? Okay, yes, there are comments. Titi, please, the time has come for you to take the comment.
Hello, Gideon Essen, our wonderful tribe member. Good to have you with us. Gideon is saying this is a fight against the old guard, and the fight has just begun. It's more than just a protest. We completely agree with you. It's a shift. That's what I would say. It's a shift, and more importantly, it needs to be a mind shift rather than it just being a talk. Yeah, I think this is some of what we've said. I think it's good. It would be good to
Yeah,
capture
can
that
I
comment.
just add something to that? I
Yes,
also want the
yes.
young people to understand that in as much as we're fighting the old, it doesn't mean everybody in the old is bad. because we also need counsel from the old, because some of them have experienced certain things and they will be able to give proper guidance, give strategy, and can even speak for us in certain quarters where we cannot reach by ourselves. So we should not also say, oh, it's only the young, oh, it's just the youth. We should try and keep it balanced, because the truth is we also need those that are going to help us among the old to stand for us and speak up for us, as some of them are already doing on social media and also behind the scenes. So I don't want the young people to just think, it's just about the young. No, it's not just about us. It's actually about all of us.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh, Glory from Garden Schools. From Glory Garden Schools at Belkuta. Yeah, all the way from Belkuta. Thank you very much for joining us. Yes, I agree. Now is the time. Good morning, everyone, from Glory Garden Schools at Belkuta. Chinamso, thank you. You are there yesterday. You're here today. We really appreciate you. And she's saying, hello, house. Good morning. Good morning to you, Chinamso. Our personal person.
Excellent.
Yeah. The excellent teacher. We missed you. We understand, but we've missed you. Thank you for joining us this morning. Good morning. I love today's topic. Yes, this is from the excellent teacher. And she's saying that the time has come indeed. Nigeria must be better than what it is now. Yes, we have a dream, Shekemba, of a better Nigeria. Yes. The excellent teacher saying, LOL, I miss training with breakfast and lunch. I don't like webinars, Joe. Yes, I know. There's something about the connection that you don't really get from webinars, unlike when you're there for physical training. So we miss you. Thank you for joining us. Yes, Rotimi is also saying thank you, excellent teacher, for joining us today. It's been a pleasure. Good morning again to everyone that has joined live, that would listen to this later. We really appreciate, this thing only makes sense because we know that you're listening.
Absolutely. So, like I said earlier, the time has come for us to draw the curtains on today's show. We'll be here tomorrow, and we'll be here with better zest, energy, and we will continue this conversation. And I believe that we will all be better for it. So please do ensure that you have a great day. Stay safe, self-regulate, do the right thing, be the right person, pray, and all will be well. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.